I've suffered from addiction for a good part of my life, and in January, I decided to get sober and was very serious about it. And so I started going to counseling, and they prescribed me to medication called Suboxon. It's for opiate withdrawals. It's to get off the opiates, and you take the medication, but in a sense, it's an opiate too. It's a drug too, and it weans you down off of your withdrawals. And I was on 16 milligrams a day, and that's two strips a day. And so I started that right. I got sober January 10th, and I started on the Suboxone like 2 or 3 days later. I went and picked up my prescription, and I was taking them two a day every day. And if anybody knows anything about Suboxone, that's a pretty high dosage. And so I mean, I was on those faithfully. Everything was, I was going to meetings, counseling. I was getting very serious, about my sobriety and everything. And my Aunt Leah, we started talking, and she was telling me about what she was doing and about the patch and everything. And she asked me if I wanted to try it out, and I told her sure. So she sent me the patch, and I she sent me the patch, and it was around the end of February whenever I started patching, and I did just like she told me every day, right here on my back when I wake up in the morning. And she sent me the X39, and I've been doing it every day since. But I started doing the patch, and with addiction, it messes with your serotonin and your all your like your what controls your emotions. So you're not exactly happy, or you might not want to get out of bed and be motivated and do things because your brain has to get back to normal, And I started doing the patch, and I just kind of started doing it, and I started getting more energy and more. But I was still taking the Suboxone, and I was seeing feeling the results, and just I was feeling better, and took the patches every day, and sort of the middle of April, I had still doing taking the Suboxone every day and doing the patches. I got sick, and it was just kind of like a cold, kind of like, and I didn't feel good, and I went to take the Suboxone, and it made me feel worse. So I was like, I didn't take it that next day. I was sick, so that was day one of not taking it. So then I was like, all right, well, I'd been praying, and I wanted to get off the Suboxone because it's a drug in itself, and it's hard to get off of that too, and it's not. I mean, people, how I got off of it doesn't happen like that. And anybody that's been on opiates or anything, they'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Well, I got sick, and that first day I didn't take it, so it went into day two, and I was like, I'm not taking it. I had been praying, and it was God answering my prayers. So I told myself I'm gonna suffer these withdrawals, and I'm gonna just go ahead and get off of this medication. And the withdrawals are worse. You're supposed to taper yourself down because they're strips, and they're sublingual, and they have little notches in it, and you're supposed to cut them in eighths or quarters, eighths, and you're supposed to taper yourself down off of it. Well, I decided I was going to just quit cold turkey and just see how I felt, and I knew in the back of my mind that I had my strips to I could take more if I started getting too sick or withdrawal too bad. And so 2 days went into three, and I was not feeling like I wasn't feeling sick anymore in withdrawals at all. And I mean, the only thing, and then three went into four, and four went into five, and I could only sit there. And I was just thinking, I was like, man, any day is coming because it's bad. It's cold sweats, it's your aching bones. I mean, excuse me, but it's diarrhea. I mean, you can't even control it. It's so bad, and I mean, you literally have to lay in bed close to a restroom because you won't even be able to make it to the bathroom. That's how bad the withdrawals are off opiates, and the Suboxone is even worse. I've withdrawn several times off of opiates before, and 4 days went into five, 5 days went to six, and I mean, it was the patches and God, and I mean, I didn't suffer any withdrawals at all, and it was a miracle, you know, and I was able to get off the Suboxone, and I'm sober to this day. I got 6 months yesterday. Yesterday was July the 10th. My sobriety day is January the 10th, and so I mean, it's just I feel good every day. You know, I have energy. I didn't, you know, I mean, it's all due to my faith in the patches I believe in, and you know, I'm still on my journey, you know, and I'm still staying strong, and I'm still doing the patches every day, and you know, that's pretty much it. So